In this movie, we will explore the 3 houses tool, which is used around the world and was developed in New Zealand by Nikki Weld and Maggie Greening in the National Child Protection Agency in 2003. The tool provides a way for us to have a conversation with a child, young person, or adult. It invites them to draw or write down what is happening in their lives within the graphic of 3 houses. The houses explore the good things or strengths in their world, their worries, and their hopes and dreams. This can help us develop a better understanding of their world and can contribute to how we can strengthen their safety. For this method, the child can draw the 3 houses on 3 different pieces of paper, or can choose the outlines we bring. Outlines can be found by clicking the link in the description below. If the child is into fire trucks, for example, the houses can be replaced with those. Allow plenty of time to undertake the 3 houses tool so the child is not rushed, but also be mindful of developmental and behavior challenges that may make it harder for a child to remain focused. The 3 houses tool can be undertaken with children age 4 and older. We can introduce the tool to the child by saying something like, "I'd like to do something called the 3 houses with you. We draw 3 houses together, and in those houses you can draw, or we can write down, the things that you are worried about, the things that are going well or good in your life, and the things that you would like to have happen in the future." We need to talk with the child about how the information that the child gives us will be used. Being open and honest about with whom we will be sharing the information before and after the drawing, and hearing the concerns of the child about it, is fair to the child and will strengthen your relationship with the child in the long run. The 3 houses tool gives a child the opportunity to share their perspective with us, and for their voice to be heard and included in our assessments and planning. We can share their thoughts on what needs to be done and who needs to be involved. It can give the child the power to help with making a safety plan. We will now start with the house of worries, but always give the person a choice of whether they'd like to start with the house of worries or with the house of strengths or good things. In the house of worries, we can learn about what is worrying the child at the moment. The child can either draw or write, or have us draw or write. If we write for the child, it is important we write the child's exact words. To introduce this house, explain to the child that everyone has worries. Worries might be things that make us feel scared or sad, angry, or even a bit bad. Start with some broad eliciting questions like, "Are there any worries you have at the moment?" Then you can follow up with, "What else are you feeling worried about?" It might be a very scary experience for the child to talk about their worries. Pay close attention. If you sense that it is scary to them, acknowledge it to them. Take breaks as needed. If the child finds it difficult to describe what they are worried about, use scaffolded, open-ended questions to elicit further information. A few examples. Is there anything or anyone who makes you feel sad, mad, bad, scared, or worried? What is worrying you about where you live right now? What might be a worry at home? What might be a worry at school? Is there anything else you think needs to be in your house of worries? Ask, "Can you tell me more?" "Can you explain?" And, "Can you describe this picture for me?" Keep going until the child does not have anything more to add. Ask them, "Is there anything else you'd like to add to your house of worries?" Read everything back to the child, so you know you understand it right. Then decide if you both want to work on the next house now or later. We introduce the house of good things, telling the child that this is where they can draw or write down the things that are going well in their life and the things that make them feel happy and okay. A broad question to start with when it comes to the house of good things is, what are the good things that are happening in your life? Follow up with, what is another thing that is going well in your life? And what else is going well? If the child finds it difficult to describe what is going well, you can ask them more specific, open-ended questions. A few examples. Who are the people that you enjoy spending time with? What is good about spending time with them? What are your favorite things to do where you live at the moment? What are some things you like about school? What do you like about living at home? Who do you most like doing things with? Take the time to complete the house with all the good things the child can think of. Keep going until the child does not have anything more to add. Ask, "Can you tell me more? Can you explain?" And, "Can you describe this picture for me?" Make sure you understand what the child means with everything that is noted by reading it back to them. When focusing on the house of hopes and dreams, we get to listen to what the child sees as the best solution to their worries. When we speak with the child about their worries, we get to know what they see as their real problems. Now moving on to their hopes and dreams, we want to learn how the child would like to see their problems resolved. Some of the things the child wrote in the House of Good Things might be the solutions to their problems. The power of this tool is that we get to know how the child would like to see the issues taken care of, and thus giving the child the power to take part in finding the solution. When we start focusing on this house, we need to explain to the child that we want to know what their life would look like when all their worries are gone. A broad eliciting starting question would be, "Thank you for telling me about your worries when we spoke about the house of worries. In this house, we get to share what hopes and dreams you might have that would address the worries, make them better, or go away. What do you think might help with each worry you have shared?" Use scaffolded questions when necessary. For this house, we ask questions that link to the house of worries and the house of good things. Take the time to complete and read everything back to the child. Having worked on all 3 houses, see if the child wants to open up some more. Make the house bigger if there is more to tell. Let the child know that he or she can always add to the houses at another visit as well. Thank the child, and if appropriate, ask the child for their permission to share their drawings. Be attentive and responsive to any fear or difficulty they might show around this, and do not share their work with their parents or caregivers if this would jeopardize their safety. We hope you have enjoyed watching this video. We wish you success in learning more about the children and families you work with. Keep looking for how to reconnect the children with their relatives and other emotional supports. Remember that parents need support as well. The 3 Houses tool was developed by Nikki Weld and Maggie Greening in New Zealand. Please look in the description below for useful links. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and watch other videos that might be useful for you or your work. Thank you for all you do.